What's going on, guys? I'm Boss Man. This is Skis for the Natural Born Commentators. Big fight this Saturday going on in Houston, Texas, UFC 136. The main event is Frankie Edgar, lightweight champ, defending his belt against Gray Maynard. And the co-main event, we have Jose Aldo defending his featherweight title against two-time lightweight contender Kenny Florian. This video, we're only going to go over 3 fights, the 2 Spike fights, and one fight on Facebook. That should be a good one. So starting off on Facebook, we have Zhang Taekwon versus Darren Elkins.
Yeah, this fight's pretty interesting. 2 prospects coming up in the ranks in the featherweight division. Elkins coming off a win against Michihiro Omigawa. Unanimous decision win, which was very controversial, which I believe that Omigawa won the fight. But, you know, what are you going to do?
A close fight, I guess.
Yeah.
But I saw Omigawa winning as well. Anyway,
yeah.
continue.
Elkins is a wrestler. He's 12-2. You know, he's coming off that win against Omigawa. He's got 5 wins by submission. So if he goes to the ground, he might have some good jiu-jitsu game, or have a good submission, a good choking. Who knows? But it's gonna be an interesting fight. Both of them have most of their wins by submission, and well, if Elkins wants to win the fight, I think he should get it to the ground probably and avoid the submissions, especially a guillotine choke from Zhang Taekwon, who his last 2 fights he won by guillotine choke.
Yeah. And saying this will be his 4th fight under the Zuffa banner, 2nd in the UFC. He won his UFC debut against Jason Reinhardt via guillotine, like you just said. This one in 48 seconds in the first round. Wicked, man. This guy's got a very good ground game. The Wolf, he's 13-1. 10 wins are by submission. So if this hits the mat, I'm going to give the advantage to Kwon for sure. What he's got to do in this fight, he's probably got to get it down any way he can, really. And he'll be able to, I think he'll have an advantage there, and he'll probably get a submission. But we usually see in these kind of fights with 2 very good grapplers is a stand-up war. No one wants to really take it to the ground. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to go with the Wolf getting the submission in this one.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with the Wolf by submission, by guillotine joint. I think Elkins is probably going to get outstrike, and he's going to go for the takedown, and he's going to get caught in the guillotine.
All right. Well, remember, guys, that one's on Facebook. Be sure to tune in. All right, kicking off the Spike prelims on Spike, we have Anthony Showtime Pettis versus Jeremy Lil Heathen Stevens.
Yeah, this is a very good striking battle. Jeremy Stevens is just a little powerhouse, as we've seen in his past fights. He's got a vicious uppercut. It's like a Shoryuken when he throws it. He's got 14 wins by knockout. That's pretty impressive. That just shows you he's got incredible power. He's a good boxer. He's got great boxing. He's coming off a win against Danny Downs, which is a teammate with Anthony Pettis. Sorry. In that fight, he showed some really good wrestling, which shows that he's improving every time we see him in the cage. Almost broke Downs' arm with the Kimura, which was surprising that Downs did not tap to that submission. I thought it was gonna break.
Yeah, it was pretty wicked. I'm surprised he didn't tap.
Yeah. Yeah, and Pettis?
Showtime, the final WC lightweight champion. In his last fight, his UFC debut, wasn't the most stellar performance by anyone, facing off against Clay Guida. Guida really avoided the fight, took Pettis down. But even though he did take Pettis down, Pettis was able to show a pretty good guard, throwing up submission attempts left and right. And towards the end of the fight, he managed to take up Guida's back and threaten with a rear naked. So obviously, he's got a very good ground game. He's got to bounce back in this one, coming off a loss in his debut. And I think he can get that done here against Stevens. He's going to have to use his range. He's going to be the taller fighter. He's definitely got more diverse strikes. He's going to have to mix it up with kicks and punches as well. Get in and out and not get hit by one of Stevens' punches. Man, guy packs power. He can knock out anybody. And I'm going to give ground advantage to Showtime as well. I'm going to say he gets this one done by TKO. Pretty bold, I know.
Yeah. But he didn't mention that, as you said, he's better on the ground. He's also been training with the Uriah Faber at Team Alpha Male. His wrestling's improving after the Clay Guida fight. That's good. After getting out wrestled, you're gonna have to improve your ground game like that. But I'm gonna go with Pettis by unanimous decision. I think he's just gonna pick Stevens apart with the kicks.
All right, yeah. See what happens. All right, and the second fight on the Spike card, and the last one, is 2 Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belts, Damian Maia against Jorge Santiago.
Yeah, well, this fight is going to be very interesting. These guys both kind of pack a punch, as we saw in Damian Maia's last fight against Mark Munoz. Even though he lost, he showed some very improved striking. You know, training with the Van Fight team and with Sagano's boxing coach. You know, so he rocked Munoz. So that just shows
pretty
you.
Shocking. He looked very good on the feet.
Yeah. So
K1 Maya.
Yeah. So it just shows that, you know, his stand-up's improving, which is really good. You know, he came from this one-dimension jiu-jitsu guy into this jiu-jitsu guy with an okay stand-up. You know, so he's got 8 wins by submission. You know, that's pretty impressive. You know, I think if he wants to win this fight, he's gotta keep a pace. You know, he's gotta take it to the ground. Probably go for a submission maybe, or if he stays on the feet, he should pick his shots. You know, be a counter striker.
And then Jorge Santiago, another Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He's got 12 wins by submissions on his overall record. His last fight wasn't the most. He didn't win, let's just say. He fought Brian Stann. He got owned. He got knocked out second round. Shocking. He seemed content to stay on the feet with Brian, and that's what led to him getting knocked out. His chin isn't the best. His striking is okay, but it's definitely not his bread and butter. In this fight, I really think he'll need to take it to the ground and control Maya on top. I think he hasn't enough to probably be able to not get submitted by Maya. But if it stays on the feet, I see him getting knocked out, and that's what I think is going to happen. I think Maya's going to get TKO.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the same. I think he's gonna knock Santiago out. But another thing is, you know, Santiago's never been submitted. So
we could see that as well.
Yeah, you know, Maya could go for a submission win. You know, it'll be interesting. But you say that Santiago's stand-up isn't his bread and butter. He's got 9 wins by knockout. It just shows you when he was in UFC. When he was in the UFC, you know, he did get he got a knockout win.
Yeah, but then again, his chin has never been very good. No, and with Maya's improved stand-up in his last fight, I mean, I can only imagine he's gotten better since. Yeah. So we could see Maya maybe not even push for a takedown and be content to keep it on the feet and go for a TKO against Jorge.
Yeah. So our picks, that's our picks. You know, my picks are Maya, Pettis, and the Wolf.
And I have the same picks as well. This is all the time we have for this video. Remember, you got the 1 fight on Facebook and the 2 on Spike. So be sure to tune in, and you should probably catch our main card preview as well. We'll be posting that up very soon. Enjoy the fights, guys.